Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another Empires and Puzzles video. It has been a while. I want to say that I hope everyone is doing well, and if anyone was annoyed by my somewhat disappearance, I do apologize for that. I want to talk about in this video what's been going on and where I've been, things I've been working on, etc. I think we're overdue for an update, and I want to make that video. So I've been wanting to do this for a while. I think I'll just autoplay these stages in the background so you guys have something to look at, and hopefully that's not too distracting. But yeah, you've probably noticed, some of you, that I have not been posting very much recently, except for the occasional video. That was not something I ever intended to do, like I had planned to back off or anything like that. It just kind of happened. And there were a number of times in our alliance chat that, people would leave and I would say, "Oh, I think I'm going down with the ship. We'll stick this out as long as it keeps going for," because it did seem for a while, and maybe it does even more so now, that Empires and Puzzles is not in the healthiest place, and it, begs the question, how long can it last like this? I'm sure that all people's alliances have seen people leaving. Even the top alliances are having a hard time staying full. So yeah, that's not news to anyone, I don't think, and that's not what I want to spend this time reflecting on, but more so what my response to that has been. For the last 6 months or so, I think we determined, I've had all purchases turned off. I realized that was a feature that was available, and I was like, you know what? That sounds really nice. You don't have any of the offers on the screen, which were getting pretty ridiculous with the double rows of offers. And, there was temptation sometimes. And I just started to feel like it's not worth the money anymore, in the sense that they kept perpetually moving the goalposts. So it used to be, way back when, and I want to preface this by saying I understand that games have to evolve and change or they grow stagnant, but there's definitely a sweet spot and a balance to that I think hasn't been done well here. But it used to be that you would max the hero up to level 80, and that was it. That's how you used them. They then implemented emblems because I think they realized early on, if there's nowhere else to go, what's the incentive for people to continue to spend money on the game? Not the best way to think about it, but I understand that that's the way it goes. So they introduced emblems. There was a lot of uproar there. And then next was limit breaks, which people are like, oh, this is the beginning of the end. And then we got double limit breaks, which I didn't see coming as soon as it happened. And then now you have to max your heroes up to 25. So if you look at the top of the rating leaderboard or the tournament leaderboard, it's always these teams, or nearly always, I don't want to say 100% of the time, but 99.999% of the time, it's these teams that have had a ton of resources put into them. And that's fine, right? It gives you something to do, but they tie expense to all these things. So they keep moving the goalpost for what it takes to be competitive. You used to be able to be competitive with a 5-star hero at level 480. Now you need to have the double limit broken hero at plus 25 emblems at 490 from the 2 limit breaks, and then you got to have not just all these new troops, but you got to have them in the right classes and the right colors and all this kind of stuff. So for me, it's just like, slowly they're making the game more and more expensive to play and be competitive, assuming you want to be at that level. And I just reached a point, I've never been all about that. I found spots that were more interesting or more important to me in terms of what felt worth spending some money on occasionally. But they just changed it too much. And I was like, you know what, this is just kind of getting frustrating. So that's been about 6 months now, and I can definitely feel the difference. Our alliance is down to 22 members, I think, right now. And we're still, wars are kind of hit or miss, whether you are getting a team that you're better than or a team that's just crushing you. So as players leave, they're having a harder time with equitable matches and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's the state of the game, in my opinion. It just has become a lot less fun, and I have found myself getting less excited about making videos. When I started making videos however many years ago now, I never intended to do anything with it or to build it into something. I was just like, went on YouTube to try to learn things for myself and went, oh, there's people making videos. I could try that. And thought, I have something to offer. Maybe I'll, try blah, blah, blah. And a lot of people have expressed over time that some of their favorite times on my channel were those early videos where I'm using like Cademan and Kingston and Proteus and Regard, and that those classic days where things were a bit scrappier and not quite as blown out of proportion as they have become. So I think I miss those days as well, and I think the game has been progressively changing a lot over time. And I really thought, like I mentioned before, that I was going down with the ship. This is not my announcement that I'm quitting or anything like that yet. I haven't made any of those kinds of decisions. I still do play and make the occasional video. But this is just because I want to give you an update of where I'm at. So, the game has been steadily changing over time. And yeah, it's hard to say what their compass is and what they're aiming for. We know there have been a lot of different acquisitions and greed-based updates to the game and, all that kind of stuff that I don't need to go into. But it's been changing for a while, and I think it has reached a breaking point for a lot of people just with how out of balance things are. And that's been going on. The other thing is, as that's been happening, in the background, I've been thinking, okay, I can feel myself getting less interested in creating content because it just feels like too much, I guess, how quickly things are going. And I felt disappointed in some of the decisions that they were making sometimes. And, people didn't want to hear me complaining and being negative about the game. And I didn't really want to be doing that either. So I think those things all combined to just make me less interested and motivated to be making videos. And I miss it because I really enjoyed connecting with the community and trying to offer something of value and to take a different perspective and to provide resources for people. And there was a lot about it that I really enjoyed. That was kind of the primary enjoyment over the game. And so I've been thinking about that over time. And throughout the past, I don't know, maybe 6 months as well, something, just estimating, I've been working on another channel. And I think that I bring a lot of the same, it's not gaming related. I think I bring a lot of the same approach that I have to this game and my videos for it, because that's just who I am and the way I think about things. And I've done so in a context that is a bit more relatable, not because I was seeking to relate more widely, but I think the game felt a little bit trapped and a little bit niche sometimes, where it was so specific and only about one thing. And, if I wasn't feeling interested in that one thing, then it made it less enjoyable. So basically what I've done is come up with a channel with a really good friend of mine. And, at one point, well, we've been friends for a long time, and we would have these very interesting conversations. And, of course I'm biased to think that they're particularly interesting, but I do think there's some broader appeal there. And one day I was like, what would you think about recording some of these things, picking topics that feel strongly relatable to everyone, as many people as possible, trying to avoid niche things, but to approach it from a new perspective, to give people an opportunity to think more deeply about things. Kind of what I've done with this channel and Empires and Puzzles, but trying to apply it more broadly to life. And I realized that can be less appealing to a lot of people. You want the game as an escape from life, but I figured there was plenty of people who had a thirst for these kinds of conversations and exploring topics more deeply and really thinking about things and, sort of chewing on topics, so to speak. And so I figured we'd give it a try. And I've been uploading there for a little bit, a little while, a little bit of time. And face reveal, so no more hood and sunglasses. I figured, let's just put ourselves out there. And part of this video is I want to share that with you as well to see what you guys think. I'm sure many people won't be interested, and that's totally fine. There's no pressure to like it just because I'm doing it or anything. I just wanted to catch you guys up with where I've been, what's been going on, the reasons for the change in uploading, and wanting to see how everyone else is doing. In spite of all this, I'm sure that there's a lot of people that had subscribed to me that aren't playing the game anymore because they really just kept pushing and pushing. So yeah, that's something that I want to talk about. So the channel so far, the new channel, has been a combination of relatable life topics, which I should have prepared a bit better and written some of those down to share with you. But I'll put some links in the description, a link to the channel as well. But like I said, the sweet spot is trying to pick topics that are relatable to everyone. This is something you experience in your daily life every day, and maybe you've never stopped to think about it, but you are a curious person and you want to delve a bit deeper into things. And I think the chemistry between the two of us discussing it, there's a lot of overlap in the way we think about things, but a lot of different life experience that adds some interesting dimension to these topics. And there's a lot of fun and value in it for me just making them and having these conversations, which is how this all started. And that's something that I want to share as well. So I've been thinking about doing this for a while. It's something I feel a bit nervous about because it's a different direction to go in, but it's something that's very authentic to me and something that I'm very interested in. And it would be cool if other people were interested in that as well. But like I said, no pressure. So the channel is called Men Search for Meaning. We iterated on titles for a while, and I like that one as a play off of the classic book Man's Search for Meaning. But there's two of us, and there's really a nature of exploration to the conversations and trying to break new ground and not just discuss things that have really been said before by other people, but to have some really authentic, genuine, hopefully original conversation around relatable subjects. We also found that something that was fun to do was to watch shows that we found very deep and interesting and thought-provoking and also entertaining, and to do reactions episode by episode. So we are currently making our way through the Apple TV show Presumed Innocent, which is adapted from a book. And it's a really interesting show about a high-profile court case involving a prominent figure in the judicial system of Chicago, and some, you may have seen it already and you may not. So what we do with that is we watch the episodes individually, and then we come together and talk about them, craft theories, analyze things from the show, make predictions, all that kind of stuff. So it's a little bit more of the podcast format, I think. But if you have a, commute to work when you're in the car, or and maybe you're doing dishes or cleaning the house and you like listening to something, this could be interesting. And so I want to just offer that up as a new means of connection, where I'm bringing my same approach that I've taken to the game in a context that I feel much more excited about and much more deeply in favor of. So this is something that we're going to keep doing. I've had to learn a lot of new things in terms of more complex editing, because my editing used to be pretty simple for this channel, and I liked that. But if you want to deliver something where now I'm on video the whole time, and there's audio, and there's multiple cameras for the two of us and whatnot, so still getting up to speed with figuring some of those things out. There have been a lot of hurdles and challenges, but making progress. And I don't know if there's anything else that I wanted to add. Again, I hope everyone's doing well. I know it's pretty disappointing playing these days, and I feel that, it's hard for me to accept that they would choose to make decisions that are so against their player base, and I really feel bothered by that. However, it's totally out of my control. So, I think it was only a matter of time before I went off in a new direction, and I'm really happy for the experience that I had here and everything. I know it sounds like I'm giving my farewell speech, which I'm not, but I've learned a lot, and it's changed me in a positive way, and is the thing that enabled me to go, maybe I want to do something else on YouTube, but something that's a little more, has more longevity and more substance. And I figured, since there's a lot of people that subscribe to me here for my approach, they might enjoy my approach to other things as well. And it's something where we welcome people to chime in with their own thoughts. We want to keep it a respectful environment, of course, because there's already so much negativity out there. So yeah, I'm interested to see what you guys think. And I'm probably just rambling at this point, but I hope everyone's doing well. If I make any sort of formal decision to stop playing, I'm still playing both Gemstone Legends and Empires and Puzzles. If I make any sort of formal decisions, I will definitely keep people updated. I don't know how immediately timely I'll be, just because I have found it different to make videos for this game these days. But yeah, I really appreciate everyone's support, and I know this can be a tough time of year, so I hope everyone's doing okay. And that's it. Yeah, I'll make a point to check through the comments here, just because it's been a while for me. And yeah, if even a few of you enjoy the new channel, that'll be awesome. But it's something that we'll continue to do nonetheless, and that's what I've been up to largely lately. In addition to a budding interest, fascination, and hobby with pocket knives, which I realize is a bit niche. But yeah, if there's any knife enthusiasts out there, can chat about that in the comments as well. I don't plan to make any of those kind of videos. There's already a lot of saturation, but it's something I've considered because it is fun for me to make videos about things that I'm interested in. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to wrap the video here. Thank you so much for everyone. Thank you so much to everyone who has stuck around and showed your support over time. It means a lot to me, and it's something that has been very helpful in allowing me to go partially in a new direction here. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.